Perhaps you remember February 2017 when several teenage girls accused a Syrian refugee of sexually assaulting them at the West Edmonton Mall pool. You might remember the bigger story at the time was whether or not the media should have released the information that the accused was in fact a Syrian refugee, but that's neither here nor there. Now, Sulaiman Haj Sulaiman has since been acquitted of these charges, and I discovered this through this meme, in which someone claims Justice Joyce Lester acquitted the Edmonton groper of 7 young girls at the West Edmonton Mall pool, citing cultural differences as a excuse. Our girls are now fair game. Now, my inner Islamophobe obviously raged at this and went for the retweet button. But another voice inside me stopped me. A stiller, more quiet voice. It was my inner Nazi. Sorry, my inner grammar Nazi. See, when you have time to proofread and edit your work before printing it, and you make such a blatant error as that, it makes me doubt everything you think you know. And at a simple cursory glance of the available information, this meme is complete bullshit. Lester never said nothing happened, right? Everyone seems pretty certain that these girls were assaulted. Something happened to them that day in the West Edmonton Mall pool. But she also never said, oh, it happened, but Sulaiman is from another culture and his culture is different, whatever. That's not what she said. What she said was she simply didn't have enough evidence to convict him. She can't know for sure that he's the one that did this. There's lots of reasons for that. There isn't much in the way of photographic evidence because this is a wave pool, a gigantic wave pool. Surface cameras aren't going to be able to pierce through the water and see what's happening underneath, and I'm under the impression that most of this happened in the pool under the water. And the girls' original descriptions varied pretty wildly, right? Some said their assaulter had a beard. Some said their assaulter was bald. Some said he had these crazy goggles on, right? And police never even bothered to look for the goggles till 3 days after the fact, and that's not going to do anyone any good. What bugs me most here is that I'm usually very pro-cop, and it just seems to me like cops could have and maybe should have done more investigating here. Maybe they should have searched for multiple suspects, because with so many victims in one pool, it could have been more than one guy. Maybe they should have just looked for alternate suspects. And one thing they didn't do, and Lester brought this up, was they didn't run a photo lineup. They didn't give each girl individually a series of photographs and say, point out your attacker from these photographs. Okay, I don't know why they wouldn't do that. I have no idea. Police have done that to me when they were looking for me. She simply didn't have enough evidence. So I don't know. I don't know whose fault that is. The only time that she cited cultural differences, Lester said something along the lines of people from one culture may have trouble differentiating people from another culture, which to me sort of sounds like white girls think all Arabs look the same, which is a terrible thing to say in its own right. But again, she never cited cultural differences as reason to acquit. So, because of, flawed investigation and perhaps rushed trial, we may never know who actually did what. No one's saying it didn't happen. People are certain it happened. We just don't know who did it now.
Relevant links to shit I said in the description? Maybe. I'm Irving Twin. Like, subscribe, or don't. It's a free country. At least it used to be.